Hello, I'm Ben de Havilland and I run the Heritage Hog, which is a small-scale pig farming business based in East Sussex. We avoid commercial, fast-growing pigs and instead bring on small numbers of slow-growing pedigree rare breed pigs for meat. So the main aim of the Heritage Hog is to allow the pigs to have as natural life as possible. And we do this by keeping them outside for their whole lives and offering them the chance to be truly free range. The pork from pigs reared in this way also tastes better due to them being able to consume a more complex diet. As you can see behind me, we've got a bit of woodland and a bit of pasture over this way as well. And this directly affects the taste of the fat surrounding the meat, which ultimately is where the flavour comes from. We're very proud of how we rear our pigs. So the business is broken down into three main aspects really. Firstly, we have a raw sales element in the form of quarter pig boxes and sausages going direct to customers, usually delivered to their door, which is essentially our bread and butter. The second element, which is currently in dormancy due to COVID-19, is supplying branded pork products to local farm shops and also supplying whole carcasses to butchers who are sympathetic towards the plight of British rare breeds despite their limited commercial viability. The final element, and probably our most profitable venture actually, is our street food setup. Now usually this would be going out to festivals and local events, sort of food fairs, so on and so forth. But since COVID-19 forced the country into lockdown, it goes without saying that these events have been cancelled, and rightfully so. But this does mean that there is a loss of revenue to us as a business, and it will hit us hard. We're a small, young business, and cash flow is always a juggling act at the best of times. Having this bolt-on in sort of the form of the street food to the business as sort of the core business is the only way we can remain small scale, add value to each carcass, and ultimately turn a profit to make our endeavours viable. If this continues, which I am actually quite worried about, then it won't take long for us to go from being in the black to the red in terms of our finances, which is concerning. But we have learned from the outbreak of COVID-19, and I think one of the most important things is that being online is the key to staying relevant. We are currently in the process of creating our website, and initially we thought a simple landing site outlining our ethics, our practices would be sufficient, but in light of the current situation, I think we'll be adding an online shop tab to the site to safeguard the business against anything like this, which may happen again in the future. Now, another response we had and another idea we explored to COVID-19 was to offer a takeaway service to our customers in the form of sausages to the door. We have a lot of sausages left in the freezer at the moment, which are all destined for events in the summer, which sadly now are surplus to requirements. So we had a bit of mixed feedback from our followers about this, understandably, as I think a lot of them wanted to limit the unnecessary contact and follow government guidelines, which is totally understandable. But if we don't manage to sell those sausages, then that is a massive hit to our business. But ultimately, we'll have to eat them all ourselves, I suppose, if it all comes worse to worst. No, I joke, we will donate them to a local food charity for people who are in far greater need than we are. But just to finish up, I think ultimately what we've all learned from the COVID-19 outbreak is how vulnerable supply chains can be when they're stretched far and wide. And I do hope that people will realise that buying local and supporting small businesses that are just around the corner is the way to spend their money going forward. We really do hope that will be the case, as small businesses like ourselves and others who are similar will really need the support when all this is over. Thank you very much for listening. Stay safe.